Welcome back everyone to CookieRunRaidRun with Alsray Galcon. And in this episode, yes, if you read it correctly, this is the time for a fail episodes. And to be honest, there's not much in it where I actually fail. And this is what you see right here is actually the very first attempt that I ever did on a raid run. This is literally my first run. I got up and then boot the game, and this is when the 6th anniversary update is introduced into the game. So this recording was like more than a month ago. So don't worry, I won't show you like the entirety of the run itself, because if I show you the entirety of these 3 runs, this video will take 1 hour long. So I don't want to watch the whole 1 hour of the video and then stuff happens that I'm pretty sure that if you already watch raid run videos that I did or everyone else like for normal gaming, you have already know the drill by now. So in this run, I want to make this video because this is, as I said earlier, this is the very first raid run that I ever did. But the thing is though, this is the only time that I ever do a raid run with pistachio cookie. And you can tell this is the very first season, because if this was season 2, then we have already figured out what kind of color the boss is weak against. So yeah, this is like really unoptimal, like everyone's still figuring out. There is no sort of the perfect strategy to do this, and we still have no idea that the very first version of this Custard Queen Bee boss fight was absolutely atrocious, especially in the latter part. Like if I wanted to get like the hard triple S difficulty, as I mentioned a couple of episodes before, that it was incredibly tough, but we just don't know at the time. And also you might notice that I have a treasure there, the middle one, which some comments and then grants more points. Yeah, you'll never see that ever again, and that is because as the fight goes on, and then we kind of learn everything that we need to know about raid run itself. And the basic strategy to do this was eventually formed after, I don't know, I think it was like 1 hour, 2 hours after the update was introduced, but at the time we still have no idea what this actually is. And also you can tell this is also the very first season, because monsters, the boss will summon monsters that is sometimes just completely unavoidable, like that one. Like if I want to go up there, then I have to take a hit with those minions up there. And yeah, this is the very first raid run that I ever did. Also my friends, the strategy was apparently we have like 4 blue lily, which the idea was that reduce the defense so hard, the boss defenses, that basically we deal tons and tons of damage with our attacks, even if there's only 2 people that did the attack. One of them is me, and the other one is actually using snake fruit cookie. We also didn't know at the time that the defense that didn't stack on top with each other as we might believe. It turns out that the way that the defensive power works, defensive debuff, in this case, that was, they just added the time to like the maximum allowed, level 1 defensive power debuff, which I'm not quite sure how long it is, but I'm pretty sure it's no more than 10 seconds. So if we cast like multiple of those defensive power debuff, it won't add up to like 40 seconds of defensive debuff. It will just like 10 seconds, and then someone else put defensive power debuff, and then the timer would just basically reset. And yeah, we didn't know at the time that we only need to have 1 blue lily user, and the rest is basically using pomegranate cookie and then birthday cookie, and the rest is just like DPS stuff like snake fruit or Rebel or Captain Ice. By the time we have no idea what the powers are those for. So this is why I ended up the only run. I ended up with Pistachio Cookie as the primary runner. Also, as I said earlier, that I won't let you guys watch like the full entirety of the run itself. As you might have guessed, this ended up in a failure. Well, if you actually look at the title of this video, then you already figured that out. So I'm just going to skip the video, like skip most of the run, and I will be back when the timer almost runs out in this particular first ever run on RaidRun. And I want to show you one little thing that was slightly mentioned in the Custard Queen Bee's first ever video that I put on the channel. The link will be at the top right of the screen. So anyway, let's jump into the very end of this particular run. So as you can see, just a bit earlier, we lost one of our friends. Now there's only 2 people left that doing this particular raid run, and that is me and between the other person, and we just failed another objective. And I'm going to show you what will happen when the timer there. We only have 4 seconds left to beat the boss fight, and the time is now 0. Yes, you can still actually play and even beat the boss as shown in the very first Custard Queen Bee video that I put on this channel. So we're just gonna wait until the out of time notification is turning up. And for those of you who never saw the out of time notification, basically after this, there you go, the out of time scenario there. What will happen there is every second that is spent on the boss fight, I will lose 1 HP. And there you go, I finally collapsed, and I'm excited to do another revive to show you what kind of thing that will happen if I just keep continuing on. So the out of time scenario there, as you can see on the icon there on the lower part of the health bar there, is basic. As I said earlier, it will reduce 1 HP for every 1 second. However, it can also be stacked up, so I actually lose 2 HP for every 2 seconds that I failed at this run. And what you're not supposed to do, you will find out very soon, as in this video is not going to prove that, but in the next video I'm going to show you why you should not just resist the whole idea of out of time scenario thingy here, because you're just going to running out of the crystals that is definitely more important to invest on certain things, and this thing sadly is not one of them. Also, you can tell this is the very first season, because if this was the second season, then Devsisters made a fix which they cap the maximum amount of resurrection that you can do up to 3 times, and after that 3 times, the diamonds that you need to revive it will be so high that even if you bought pretty much everything from the game, you won't be able to get that number to revive it at all. I'm not quite sure the exact amount of the diamonds that you need to revive your cookies for the 3rd time, but it is somewhere around 999,999 gems or diamonds, if you will. But the thing is though, even if you bought everything with real life money in this game, you won't be able to get that 999,999 gems. So yeah, that's basically fail number 1, and we will move on into fail number 2. So, fail number 2. This run takes place after I finally managed to beat the Custard Queen Bee on normal difficulty. This happens, well, I'm not quite sure how the distance, the time between the very first run and this run. And this is also the very first time that I ever did a hard Custard Queen Bee run. And if you want to see the successful version, the link will be at the top right of the screen as usual. This is also the time where the community managed to find out that the custard queen bee's main weaknesses is with yellow base attack. Sorry, it's not yellow base attack. In fact, it was actually the I kind of forget what that was. I think it was red one, if I'm not mistaken. This happened like a month ago, as I said earlier. So forgive me if I don't remember things correctly. So anyway, as usual, so in hard difficulty, we also don't know the weakness of the boss itself. I mean, this is season 1 after all, and this is not season 2 where the weakness of the boss is highlighted just before we fight, so we can set it up on what kind of strategies that, what kind of cookie skill that we need to use against the boss, and yeah. And also, I want to show you one little thing that we are basically suffering. Every single RaidRun player will testify with me. Sometimes though, the waiting time to get all the 10 players in hard difficulty can be quite long, and if you don't know where you need to look for a friend or even the people at the Discord server, it's pretty much kind of screwed, and then relied on random people to do the run, which is sometimes can be work, sometimes it doesn't work, and mostly it doesn't work. So yeah, it's basically against Custard Queen Bee again. This time it's on hard difficulty. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, if you like CookieRunOvenBreak, if you like CookieRunRaidRun, the series that I do currently, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell so you won't miss out anything that I put on this channel. Everything is free, you don't need to pay anything, and by subscribing you make this channel grow and flourish even more, and that makes me happy, so I can create even more of the videos in this game and other games as well. Well, I almost failed right at the start, and that was actually quite tense. I didn't expect that I ended up at that kind of position. It was pretty awkward. And one thing you also realize that in hard difficulty we start with 10 players. However, we now ended up with 8 players, and the reason why is sometimes the game can crash. I mean, in the second season it was also happening, but it's happening less often. But not in the first season that we experienced it. It's actually pretty common for players to start the game, start the run, and then while loading on the run, the game crashed. So it's quite annoying to ended up with only like 8 players, and we just don't know at the time how atrocious this boss fight is going to be. So we only start with 8 players. This you can also tell this is season 1, because if this was season 2, then all the challenges that we need to complete to make sure the boss goes down like that, the one right here, the challenges did not adjust. So we essentially have to carry 2 people beneath our backs for the rest of the run. And yeah, it's also one of the major complaints that I actually didn't mention when I'm talking about RaidRun so far. So I guess it's better late than never. And also, if you lost like another person or even like 2 people in RaidRun, especially on season 1, the mission will be like completely atrocious, and sometimes the mission will just basically be unbeatable at that point. As in, like, you need 10 players to complete it, and if you even lacking just 1 player, that impossible mission turns even more impossible. So anyway, I'm going to skip until the end of the run, because there's one thing that I have to teach you if you're doing RaidRun, if you are brand new to RaidRun even, about one thing that you should not do in this particular game mode. And to do that, I'm going to have to skip the rest of this video, and I will see you in the next few minutes, I guess. I mean, the timer is like 15 minutes and 18 seconds, but because it is a failed video, we are going to use that 15 minutes 12 seconds time left. So I'm going to cut in here, and then we will see a bit later on the run where the timer has finally run out. So I'm deciding to skip all the way to here. We have 30 seconds left, not the timer has finally run out, because I want to mention one simple thing that you probably didn't notice earlier when I did the failed run on Custard Queen Bee on normal difficulty for the very first time. You might notice that when I finally decided to admit defeat, there's only one player left that is still running. And the thing is though, if that player somehow manages to beat the boss itself, you won't be able to get the rewards, because you technically failed this the raid run itself, and only the player who is still alive that will eventually get all the rewards. Anyway, here is the one lesson that you are not supposed to do in a raid run if this case comes to you when you have run out of time, and that the out of time notification as well as the icon on below the health bar there. What you're not supposed to do is do exactly what I did here, is that I insist that this boss fight is somehow beatable. I mean, it's justified when I did this run for the very first time, because the boss only has like a few health left, and then we still believe that we can do it, even if we only have 2 people left doing the run itself, and everyone has fallen either because the game crashed or they just crash into obstacles like I did earlier. And also it now costs 500 gems. Oh, I just fall there. That's not supposed to happen, and I'm going to activate the skill even once more, and I'm just going to keep spending every single gems that I have, even though I only have like a few chances left, because I still believe in this run that is still salvageable, that I still somehow come out victorious, even though the snake cookie just kept falling again. So I'm just keep using it again. And by the way, that was my reaction to this when I did this particular run. I mean, look at that, out of time. It's now 4 stacks. I don't think that you can actually go even more than this. I'm still keep doing this. We keep doing the hope alive. 4 stacks. I mean, we're losing like 3 HP in like 3 seconds, and that's not supposed to happen again. Why we fall again? And I've fallen, and there's no way we could be able to beat this boss fight. We literally have no one left to beat the boss, and I'm out of gems, and yeah, so close but yet so far away. So if you ever ended up with that situation, the best solution that I could give you is just give up. I mean, I do not want to be like sending a pessimistic message to you, but just looking at the conditions there, I should have like surrendered already without using all the gems that I have. And also, if you failed at raid run, you get an automatic F and your score does not count, which is a sad thing. Anyway, it's time to move on into fail number 3. So, fail number 3, and unlike the fail on the first and second video, this happens actually pretty recently. If I'm not mistaken, this happens a few days ago. This is one of our attempts to beat Soboro Queen Bee on hard difficulty, because the difficulty is like the Custard Queen Bee on the very first season. It's pretty tough, but it's not as tough as Custard Queen Bee, and that's also a part of that is because it's still brand new and we don't know anything. So that's why Custard Queen Bee in season 1, the boss fight is absolutely atrocious. And also there's another fail that I sadly didn't manage to record back when one of the attempts that I did trying to get the hard triple S on Custard Queen Bee. But what I can tell you, essentially, we did the run and it was absolutely perfectly. and then just at the last moment when the game needs to calculate the results on every single players, it turns out the game crashed on me. So the game just basically said, no, I failed, I didn't do the run, my score ended up being 0, I got an F at the time where everyone else got an S plus rank. So yeah, that was quite infuriating, to be honest. And also, I'm sorry that I haven't put a triple S video, and oh my god, what just happened there? Why suddenly my teammates only like 7 people left? We start with 10, that's for sure. Did those 3 people like have the game crash on them? Because I think so, because there is no way, because the players that was involved in this run, they're quite experienced, and even some of them are more experienced than I am, so that's not supposed to happen. We are supposedly running with 10 players, but now we only have 7 people left. So not a good start, but I'm pretty sure the reason why we only ended up with 7 players is because those 3 players have their game crashed. Because I'm pretty sure of that is actually happening. Maybe they told what happened on Discord server, but unfortunately, I playing the run and I can't look at the Discord at the same time because I'm really concentrating in this run. And by the time I finished that sentence, we only ended up with 5 people left. Oh no, we haven't got into the first challenge and another one is down. We only have 4 people left. And now here comes the first challenge, and there you go. That's the thing that we are waiting for. Oh, I fault again. Where was I? Because all of this confusion. Wait a minute. Now we only have 3 people left. Oh my goodness. We just barely started. And we are only having 3 people left on the team. Even the second video where I take on Custard Queen Bee on hard difficulty for the very first time, that didn't fail as epically as this one. I mean, when we start, yes, some of the player crashed. We only have like 8 people left. But at least all of those 8 players, including myself, are working very hard without the missions being adjusted like in Season 2 right now. And now we only have 2 players left. Look. The game for them crashed so hard. Now the mission is basically impossible now. And now this is just turning into a practice session for me and the other player. Trying to get everything right. And the next run, hopefully, we will be triple S. But we don't know at the time that it will be triple S or not. But oh my goodness. Oh my god. Using red skill 30 times, this is the mission where most of the run itself will end. Well, by ending I mean the triple S rank is not achievable anymore, because for some reason I just keep failing, and my team also keep failing at this particular challenge. So yeah, that's not very fun to be attacked by that Queen Bee right there. And now, and as I said earlier, this just turned into a practice session for me and the other player to finesse our skills. And oh my, I've never seen like 8 players crash, like the game crashed for all of those 8 players. Like 80% of my team are now gone and probably raging in Discord or something. And I think this is the best epic fail that I couldn't make it up. I wish I could make this one up, but no, I just can't. What you see is what you see. I'm speechless right now. So I guess it will be a better way to see the end of the results, which is going to be a fail anyway. Oh no, I cannot believe this thing just happened. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, we got that skill requirement to beat the mission again, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be impossible at this point. I mean, if we somehow manage to do it, then it's not a fail video. Oh no. Anyway, despite this attempt that is going to be ended up in failure, there is one spotlight that I'm actually quite happy that I actually recorded this run at all. Anyway, at least there is a couple of spotlight that will not I expected to be a spotlight moment in this run, so let's just jump right into it. So this mission where we need to collect all the rainbow jellies before the timer runs out, well, let me just show you the clip right here. Yes, we got, and actually we did it. Only 2 people, yet we somehow managed to beat this objective, and now the Soboro Queen Bee is down. Oh my god, that is an absolute miracle. Even the other player, Honey Waffle, shout out to him, mentioned this right after the match itself on Discord. So I think that you can still find the conversation that we both did. I mean, this particular run happened not too long ago. So we received the same mission again. Can we make it this miracle happen for the very second time? And apparently we did. We did manage to get the miracle for the very second time. Oh my god, this run. I think this is one of the most memorable run that I ever did on CookieRunRaidRun. Even if this run ended up failing spectacularly, even before it actually began, we somehow managed to complete 2 missions. Even though we only have 2 people left, that's something that I will not say every single day in this CookieRunRaidRun. Oh man, this run. I'm glad that I recorded this thing as one of my attempts to get the triple S rank in Soboro Queen Bee on hard difficulty. So, can we repeat the miracle for the 3rd time? If I somehow manage to get it on the 3rd time, then that's not miracle. That means that this mission is actually beatable. Even, oh my god, it did! It did! So this mission is indeed possible to beat even if there's only 2 people left. And we only have 2 minutes left, and the boss still have tons and tons of health. But it doesn't really care that the fact that we actually managed to complete a mission. It's even more satisfying than beating the boss itself. I've never experienced this kind of feeling in CookieRunRaidRun. Oh man, the same mission for the 4th time. I think the game is basically throwing pity on us because the game knows that we will not be able to complete this boss fight. This boss fight is basically impossible at this point. But I think the game is basically throwing pity of us because, you know, we only have 2 people left and we are still keep fighting to the last very second until that health has finally run out, and we do not want to spend any games trying to resurrect our cookies again. 6th time! 6th time! This game has given us the very same mission. 6 times. I don't think that anyone ever recorded this happening ever before. And we did the same thing, we did great again. Even if the timer, as you can see, it has finally run out. And we still keep trying to beat the boss fight, even if that we know that it's impossible. Regardless if you want to look at all the angles. Now it's out of time. Now every second of this boss fight happening, we will lose 1 HP. And oh no, Honey Waffle is down. And I'm also down. But what a fight. What a run. Also, shout out to Honey Waffle on Discord server. Thank you so much for accompanying me, even though we know that this run ended up in epic fail. But somehow we still managed to grab diamonds in the rough. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm also Galcon signing it off, and I'll see you on the next video of CookieRunOvenBreak. Take care, stay safe, and bye bye.